I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting-wise.
Put hands on you, give you real black eyes. Come on, don't do that. And that's the truth. I mean, you could trust me. I've had about enough.
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he a comedian.
Ice Cube is a motherfucking lyricist.
I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting-wise.
Really?
He's the same.
How much time we got left here? Because should I just tell him to leave now?
You know, you really messed up when Ice Cube, yeah, the legend who wrote No Vaseline, actually pauses his billionaire moves just to throw shade at you. But that's exactly what happened after Aries Spears decided to pop off on Big Boy's Neighborhood. And it wasn't light jabs either.
You don't think that...
One of the songs I hate the most, if it comes on, I want to shoot the radio. Today was a good day.
Aries went all in. He straight up called Ice Cube trash, not just as a rapper, but as an actor too. Said his whole legacy was overhyped. Like, who even says that out loud? Ice Cube didn't waste time firing back either. He clapped back saying Aries is irrelevant, not funny, and nowhere near the top 10 in black comedy. Ouch!
He did a great joke. He goes, here's Ice Cube as a gynecologist. Hey, Miss Jenkins, I looked at your chart. Now get up on that thigh.
That's racist. I don't know how it's racist, but what you just did.
Then 50 Cent saw the clip, and you already know what happened next. 50 couldn't resist. He lives for this kind of mess, clowning someone who's already spiraling. He reposted the drama with his usual petty flair, making sure the whole internet laughed at Aries before he could even defend himself.
Not the greatest lyricist. He was energy. He was passion. He made you feel him. If that said, tear the club up, you wanted to tear the club up. Dear mama, you wanted to hug your mama. When you think about lyricism, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Jadakiss, my lyrics spitter.
And get this, it all started with some chill barbershop-style convo about ranking rappers. Big Boy just asked a harmless question, but Aries, he went full kamikaze. No hesitation when Cube's name dropped. He said what he said and meant every word.
Watch the comments. Now, when people talk about, you ask anybody, no matter where their region, you know, give me a top 5 rappers. Pac's usually always in that list.
Right.
I don't ever put Pac up there with the...
But here's the kicker. He didn't stop there. Nah, that was just a warm-up. Next, he dragged Today Was a Good Day. Yeah, that song, the West Coast anthem, the one track even your grandma knows. Even Big Boy's co-host tried to save him, laugh it off, steer the convo somewhere safe, but Aries Spears just wouldn't let up.
I saw a comedian speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he...
Instead, he doubled down hard, launching into this weird impersonation of Ice Cube as a gynecologist, and the punchline? Man, it was so awkward that the whole table went dead silent. Aries chuckled to himself, but nobody else cracked a smile. That joke didn't just fall flat, it crashed and burned.
What he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. And I'm like, wow, like what?
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that you know, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians, you know what I mean, in the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register with us.
You'd think after that cringe moment he'd chill, but nope, he kept digging that hole even deeper. This wasn't just disrespect, it was Aries going off the rails. Big Boy tried to reel him back in, but Aries, he just kept firing. And then, out of nowhere, he took it up a notch and threw shade at Tupac. Yeah, Tupac. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Hey, man, I gotta listen to this. Nah, this is hot right here.
He didn't just take a jab at one icon, he came for the entire West Coast. That's how you get blackballed for real. And here's the wildest part, Aries knew it. Dude literally looked straight at the camera like he was daring people to cancel him.
Dude was on when I'm just watching. Music.
And
all of it.
Movies, all of it.
Yeah. I never really seen Ice Cube in films that weren't his. You know, like he kind of produced the vehicle that he was in. And it wasn't like he was just being an actor in someone else's film.
The backlash came fast. One fan posted, "I love Aries' skills, but bro, that Ice Cube slander, that's a hard no." And this right here is why folks say Aries Spears got no credibility to be calling Pac or Cube non-lyrical.
I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater? I don't understand that.
Like one user said, this is just New York salty because the West Coast snatched the crown in the late 80s and ran it through the 90s, but Aries clearly wasn't ready for what came next. Because the actual legends he dissed, they clapped back.
Somebody sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both.
Normally in this game, icons don't respond to clout chasers. They ignore the noise, let nobodies talk, and keep it moving. But not this time. Ice Cube broke the silence and hit back like a boss. He didn't just defend his name, he torched Aries' whole status. Cube questioned whether Aries was even funny, even relevant, or if he ever really had a spot in black comedy's real scene. It was a surgical takedown.
For the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers, so hats off to him.
Cube wasn't yelling, he wasn't wilding. He was cool, calm, deadly. He dragged Aries with a smile, and don't forget, Cube is built for this. He's not just an artist, he's hip-hop royalty. He wrote for NWA, dropped No Vaseline, one of the most savage diss tracks ever, made Friday a cultural classic, and then flipped into a businessman with the Big 3 League. Cube got receipts everywhere.
Said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something, as though I don't have love for anything.
But that wild clip, that was just the beginning. Aries Spears clearly thought he was on a roll because even after getting roasted by legends and dragged by fans, he pulled up to Vlad TV and doubled down again. Like mocking Ice Cube once wasn't enough. He wanted round 2.
Did you call me?
Oh yes, Uncle Pete. Can you watch TJ for me? I need to run to the, I gotta run some errands. I need to go to cleaners and I should be coming back. Okay?
All right, baby.
Thank you.
But here's where it got messier. Aries didn't realize he wasn't just poking at Cube anymore. Somewhere in some luxury hotel suite, phone in hand, 50 Cent was watching it all go down with that signature smirk. And guess what? Aries had something slick to say about him too. And just when people thought 50 would stay quiet, boom, he drops a video. Not a direct diss, but one of those petty, smooth moves only 50 can pull off. A video so passive-aggressive it had fans instantly knowing who he was coming for. No names were dropped, but the message was loud and clear. "50 was calling somebody delusional, and we all knew who. But hold up, why did 50 even jump in? He's got a million things on his plate. Power, BMF, TV deals, liquor empires, touring the world. He doesn't just throw shade for no reason. Here's what people forget. 50 and Ice Cube go way back. Mutual respect. Real ones recognize real ones. So when Aries came for Cube, he unknowingly stepped into a two-man firing squad.
Equation will never be satisfied. Why? Because some other will come along that'll take and blow the world up, and you'll want to be that. And then some other will come around and have as talented as you, or possibly more, and then you're gonna get upset because again, you focus on everything that is not you.
Hold up.
Everything you want,
wait a minute,
but not what's in your present space.
Ice Cube gave 50 Cent a cosign way before Hollywood ever did. Back when folks were still doubting 50's acting game, Cube was one of the first to back him up. And 50? He always returned the love. Every interview, every shout out, he gave Cube his flowers without hesitation. So when Aries Spears came for Cube, he messed with someone that 50 actually respects. And Aries? He's exactly the kind of comedian 50 can't stand. Loud, messy, and stuck in the past with nothing new to show for it. That's 50's favorite kind of target. So 50 popped out loaded, and of course he brought bars. He posted, "Check my temperature, I'm ice cold. The hood left the left side of my chest froze. Need help with your bills? I'll write you a referral-ish. Might even get you a love contract." Yeah, that was direct heat. No name dropped, but Aries definitely felt it. Feeling the sting, Aries spiraled straight into an emotional rant, this time going harder at Cube than ever. He wasn't just talking, he was clearly hurt by what Cube said about him. But here's where Aries really lost the plot. In one breath, he's claiming he respects Ice Cube as a man. And in the same sentence, he says Cube has never done anything impressive. That wasn't just a bad take, that was a full-on contradiction. And the internet caught it instantly. People weren't mad at Aries for having an opinion. They were mad because he flip-flopped and then tried to play the victim when folks clapped back. Comments came flying in. One person said, "You can't dish out hot takes and cry when someone matches your energy." Another wrote, "You're entitled to an opinion, but after that creepy skit, nah, you're not valid. Ice Cube's a made man out here, respect that." But then things took a dark turn because someone pulled out receipts from Aries' past. And just like that, this wasn't about hip-hop or comedy beef anymore. Let's talk about that Tiffany Haddish lawsuit. Back in 2022, Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish were hit with a lawsuit that had everybody shook. The allegations? Serious and disturbing. The case involved a supposed comedy sketch that critics say crossed every possible line. In it, a young child is left alone with a character played by Aries, and the scene? Straight up uncomfortable. The camera lingers way too long, the energy is off, and people weren't laughing, they were disgusted. And yeah, it got worse from there. Way worse. The backlash hit immediately. Twitter exploded, timelines lit up, and even the Shade Room posted the footage, which tells you just how bad it got. The video was disturbing. And yeah, even though the case was eventually settled and the clip got scrubbed from the internet, the damage was already done. That stain on Aries Spears' name, it never washed off. So what did Aries do after all that heat? He ran right back to Vlad TV again and again and again. People started noticing that Aries Spears was on Vlad more than Vlad himself. He kept showing up, ranting about being blackballed, crying that he should be as big as Kevin Hart, but fans saw the pattern clear as day. Aries wasn't grinding, he was griping, talking more than he was working. Every time his name popped up, it was tied to drama, not jokes. He wasn't trending for new stand-up, he wasn't landing roles. He was going viral for clowning legends, sparking beefs, or rehashing old wounds, hoping folks still cared. But it didn't stop there. Behind the scenes, Aries Spears had already earned himself a reputation, and not a good one. Multiple ex-castmates have gone on record saying he was difficult to work with, had a massive ego, and was always trying to outshine everyone else in the room. Instead of being a team player, Aries wanted to dominate every sketch, every convo, every spotlight. Yes, Aries Spears is talented, nobody's denying that. He can kill an impression, he can crowd work a room, and when he's in the zone, he's funny. But here's the truth, he never got his Chappelle moment. And that kind of missed shot, it eats away at you, builds up bitterness, makes you lash out. So let's flip the script. Why did this whole Ice Cube beef blow up in Aries' face? Simple. When you come at Ice Cube, you're not just clowning a celebrity, you're coming for a pillar of black culture. And that's where Aries messed up bad. Let's break it down. No Vaseline, that's not just a diss track. It's a top 3 of all time. Period. Friday, that's not just a comedy movie. It's a cultural blueprint. It birthed characters, phrases, and vibes that shaped an entire generation. Then there's the Big 3 League, a whole professional basketball league built from scratch, backed by real NBA legends and top investors. And even before all of that, Ice Cube was a ghostwriting machine, writing for Eazy-E, Dre, Ren, the whole NWA squad while he was barely out of high school. The man's got roots deep in the game. Now compare that to Aries Spears, whose biggest pop culture impact? A few solid Mad TV skits and some okay stand-up bits. And now, he's known for going viral dissing Ice Cube on podcasts and racking up headlines for all the wrong reasons. And this is exactly why fans had Cube's back from the jump. No hesitation, no debate. Aries poked the wrong giant and paid for it. But here's the final twist that really sealed the L. Ice Cube recently posted a teaser cast list for the long-awaited Final Friday movie. And guess whose name was nowhere to be found? Yep, Aries Spears. Now maybe he was never being considered in the first place, but the timing had fans convinced Cube was sending a message. Loud, clear, unbothered. Basically, you can do all the impressions you want, but you'll never get cast where it counts. Aries wanted to go viral? Congrats, he did. but not for the reasons he hoped. Not for a comeback, not for a hot stand-up set. He's trending because two legends, Ice Cube and 50 Cent, called him a nobody. And what made it worse? Nobody disagreed. If you made it this far, you already know this one was messy. So go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe for more drama like this, and share it with someone who still thinks coming for legends is a smart move. Catch you in the next one.